I mean, you can do it.
No. I think it'll be funny if you do it.
Ready?
Special guest.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Vision Room Social, Season 2, Episode 4. My name is Tanner, and this is Shiloh. We're here with Jacob.
He's hosting the pod.
I'm hosting the pod today.
Nah, we're here live at Gregurich Ministries.
No. Vision Room Social.
Thank you, Shay.
Yeah.
With
Gregurich Ministries.
Yeah, collab with the century, the collab that no one asked for, but that they're getting.
They didn't know it was coming, but we're here.
Yeah, man. Okay, Visionaries, what's going on? Season 2, we're already going. We're coming to you live from Tulsa Training.
Tulsa Training.
Here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm not used to someone else doing the intro, so I don't even know where to go.
You just roll with it, man. That's what you do.
So if y'all know how this pod starts, the question I ask everyone is that if you guys meet a stranger and they ask you what you do, how do you explain that concisely? Yeah, Shay, you can go first. Yeah.
I would say I'm a personal trainer, but I mean, deeper than that, I'm a child of God, so I typically will go into that as well.
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually when somebody asks that on the street, they're probably asking what you do, not who you are. So usually I'll tell them what I do professionally, which I own 2 businesses. I'm a gym owner. I'm a minister, teacher, instructor, missionary, those type of things. So that's usually what people want to know, just so they can connect with you. But my real answer to that question is always child of God. Because I'm so much more than what I do, right? Yeah. That's I grew up and was so my identity tied to being a basketball player. Yeah. And so I really struggled in my identity. So now that I've, matured in the things of the Lord and I know who I am apart from what I do, that'd be the answer I give. But if somebody comes up to me on the street, I'm going to tell them what I do.
You're just gym owner.
Yeah.
Bro, quick, I heard a sermon one time that said that we're labeled like human being, not a human doing. Yeah. And a lot of us get labeled by, people get identity from what they do. But I just asked that question so visionaries can kind of have some kind of idea of what industry y'all work in.
Absolutely.
And stuff like that. So for y'all, I want to pull the timeline back. I see some soccer frames. I see some rainbow basketball.
Yeah.
I see some. So kind of, we were talking before we got on air of how y'all even got together in the first place. Apparently there was some rejection involved.
Let the people know.
Apparently, I mean, there's kind of 2 sides to every story, and I definitely feel like our story has Tanner's side and then it has my side. But I mean, I would kind of take my story with Tanner back to probably about 2018. Really, I was coming back from a trip with my friends, and I just kind of reached out to him and said, hey, what in the world are you doing traveling all over the place? And it was through Instagram. It was like a direct message.
But you slid in his DMs at that point.
It was a direct message, just sliding right through the DMs. And I just said, what are you up to? I'm traveling, and kind of wanted to ask about all the travel, and so we started talking back and forth, and then eventually we started novel texting, and then eventually I was thinking, if he's not going to ask me to maybe meet up, I'm thinking, what is this?
Tanner and so we almost fumbled the bag.
We eventually went to coffee, and then from that coffee date, we had a really strong connection and a really deep talk, and we just connected, and then from there we started dating a month later, and then a couple months later we got engaged, and then 7 months later we got married. So
what was the timeline on this? Like, how old were you?
Oh, okay. So I was 24.
Yeah, and y'all knew each other like since.
Yeah, and then that's Tanner's story.
Yeah, so we've known each other since we were like 4 or 5 years old.
Bro.
So our parents still live in the same neighborhood. Yeah. We grew up together, grew elementary, middle school, everything. She's a year older than me. And so when you go to a big school, if a girl is older than a guy, it's that's the last thing she would do is go for me.
Yeah, ultimate status. Yeah. If you did end up,
So I had a huge crush on her. She did not like me. I texted her in middle school one time and said, do the letter U, L-I-K, me, ? And she said no.
Just straight up.
She said no. So she didn't like me.
But no game. That
I
not
mean,
a good move.
that was it.
Expecting?
She went her separate way. I went my way. And then after college, when she was reaching out to me, all I had in my head was her denying me in middle school. So I'm like, there's no way this girl's gonna like me. She's not gonna be into me. So that's why it took me so long to ask you to coffee, because I was scared. I was like, no way. And the rest is what it is. So.
Yeah. So between high school finishing and when y'all came together, what were y'all up to?
Yeah, so myself, I went to Rogers State out of high school, played basketball there. And that was a tough year for me. I was just going through a lot of things, kind of with my purpose and what I wanted to do in life. And after a year of playing basketball there, I actually left and went to Bible college.
Rhema.
Yeah, I went to Rhema. And so I made a decision to go pursue my purpose rather than just play basketball. It was cool while we were at Rhema. Your good friend Dallas and my brother, we were able to keep playing basketball. But I would have gone there and chase my purpose even if basketball wasn't an option. So I was going through that. I finished my bachelor's degree during that time as well, and then was just working, doing ministry, traveling internationally. And then Shiloh, after high school, she was playing soccer.
Yeah, after Broken Arrow, I went to OU to play soccer 4
Sooner.
years.
You're Boomers.
I was Boomer Sooner. There's only one.
TCU.
It was
I'm just kidding. Gold Frogs.
And it was a blast. I met some of my lifelong friends at OU. The team was amazing, and we were close-knit.
You got recruited out of high school?
Yep. Yeah. And then I went with my best friend from high school, and we were roommates for 4 years. And so it was really a great time. And I learned a lot about myself as well. And I just remember, it's kind of funny that I remember this, but my coach saying, leave a more complete person. And so after those 4 years, I eventually went and did my master's online, but I came to Tulsa to do my master's online through OU. And I just remember him saying, like, leave a more complete person. So I felt like I still had a lot of growing to do and maturing and finding truly my purpose. And so during that time, I was kind of towing away in my spiritual walk as well, because sometimes in college you can just kind of get lost in the world.
Especially in the hype of like D1 sports.
Yeah. And so I definitely, felt like I was growing and maturing when I came back. Yeah.
What was y'all's plan initially? Because I know you were playing soccer, and then did you want to be in basketball? Did you want to be in soccer? What were y'all trying to do?
Yeah, so I was done with basketball. I technically still have a year of eligibility.
Hey,
but
run it back, bro. Just one more time.
We won my last year. We had a great year, but I didn't play the next year. So after that, I was ready to go full time into ministry. And so that's my heart. My heart's desire is to tell people about Jesus, to love people, and to minister. And so I do a lot of that internationally, but I'm also an instructor here at Rainbow Bible Training College.
I didn't know that, bro.
So we're getting ready to teach 1 Corinthians here in about a month, so I'm excited about that. Quick plug. And so we do a lot of those things as well, but that was my heart's desire. Really, like, my purpose in life is to help people. And so God's, had me do that through ministry, but also the ministry here at the gym that is ultimately helping people. It's not necessarily spiritual, it's more of a physical. But that's what it is. My heart's desire is to help people.
Well, I mean, we're 3-in-1 beings, bro. So
absolutely.
Sometimes like physical healing will lead to soul healing and 100%. Spiritual awakening.
100%. And it's like, you're not able to do and be the person, do what God's called you to do, or be the person that God has called you to be if you don't have your physical taken care of. Right. So if he's called you to go there and you can't go because your body won't let you.
In fact,
you can't. If he's called you to be on stage and worship and lead worship, but your body can't stand up there and do what it's called to do, right?
That's real, man.
So you got to take care of the physical.
I want to unpack a little bit more of the gym. I want Shai to answer what she was going to get at.
I mean, I don't really remember a lot of
what your plan was. Just soccer.
It was just go use this sport to fulfill education, get things done through this sport.
Because you have scholarship, right?
I mean, and I think God used soccer for so many different opportunities and different ways to open doors. And when I said yes to soccer, I had no idea what it would lead me to or the people I would be led to. But through the sport, I was just following kind of the passion for soccer. Yeah. So, honestly.
That brings us to, so around, you're finishing school, right? And you're doing ministry. That's when y'all get together.
Yep.
And then once y'all get married, what where were y'all at then at that point?
Yeah, so when we first got married, I was doing physical therapy with chiropractic, and Shiloh was actually working for the DHS.
Oh, so nerd alert.
She was a social worker.
That's dope.
And
you had got your degree already, right? So yeah.
And so we were just working, serving in our church, loving each other, loving being married. And so that's what we were doing. It wasn't like we had this grand plan to be where we're at today.
Yeah. Which is another, this is the big part of the pod. We're almost there. We're building up to that one point. Yeah.
And with that, I think at times you may want like the big thing immediately. Yeah. And sometimes you just, sometimes you just need to start making some money. Yeah. You're married. You just need to start making some money. You need to get plugged in somewhere. Yeah. You need to, tow away in what God has given you. And so we were looking for jobs, for obviously, too.
So transparently, that's a little bit of where I'm at right now, like kind of where y'all were at. So you just got married, you're working your job. Mm-hmm. Like I'm nursing right now, and it's like not what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
But you have to like just strap it down and like I am ministering to people. I'm reaching people. Like obviously, if I'm a nurse and I'm seeing them, they're not in the best condition, you know. So I'm being able to be the hands and feet of Jesus through that. But like, I think my perspective is like I can be selfish with I want to be leading worship and I want to be doing the podcast. That's how I want my purpose to look. But also I can be in my purpose, loving people through that season of having to just grind it down. So
100%. I mean, and God doesn't waste any time. Like they always say, preparation time is never wasted time. Yeah. And so he's always going to use what you're doing in the season that you're in to prepare you for the next.
Yeah.
And so like, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for those 2 years that I did physical therapy and was working on those things. The stuff that I know like about business, I didn't learn in business school. I learned being under the man that I was working under for those 2 years. And so there's always stuff like that God's going to use.
Yeah, man. Okay, so before we get into the meat and the bones of the Tulsa training, the whole thing, halfway point of the pod, social media deep dive. Yeah, I have one picture.
Deep dive.
I have one picture from Tanner's social.
Oh, yeah.
I have one picture from Shiloh's social. I'm going to show you the picture. Nate's going to put it on the screen on the archives. Okay. So I'm going to show you the picture.
Let's do it.
And you tell me the
story behind it.
I'm glad I cleaned up my social media before this.
Man, we really went through and deleted some things.
No, okay. Tanner, I'm going to show you this first one. What's going on there?
Yeah, so this was in... we were not engaged, Shiloh.
This is 2018.
This was September of 2018. Yeah. So we had just started dating here. And this was at a ministers' conference in Brazil. I was there. That's Tiago Garcia. Shout out, Tiago. Interpreting for me. And so this is funny. At this conference, it was myself and my cousin Josh, and we were both single at the time.
Yeah.
And my dad was the kind of main speaker, and he called us on stage. We were doing some stuff, and he actually told the entire, there's probably 1,000, 2,000 people here.
Yeah.
He told us, these guys are single. And he actually said, because we had just started dating, my dad was like, but he's got somebody, so don't
talk to him.
And he talked to my cousin, and what's funny is my cousin actually, his wife was like from my dad saying that at that conference.
Yeah.
It's funny. But anyways, that was in Brazil at a ministers' conference.
You were there for 6 weeks.
Yeah, that was after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was after that.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow. So you were, that's from your missionary days when you were locked in?
That was in Brazil, man. And we're actually we're going back next month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one's from Shiloh's.
Okay.
It's my trainer.
Oh my goodness. Man. Yeah, that's a heartstring. That is
That's
Camille.
my trainer.
Yeah, that's your trainer. That's a lot of people's worst nightmare right there. I'm kidding. That's Camille Noelle Gregurich. She is gonna be 5 months this next week. That is our daughter.
Yeah.
Our little baby. Her 3-month picture. Yeah.
She's already been at the gym like way more than a lot of people.
If you need like to know how many days out of the year she's been here, probably more than most people
would you
in this
I would
world.
easily say 95% of her life she's been at the gym.
Honestly, we want to almost say it's her first home, but technically it's her second home.
She's probably spent more time here than the actual
home,
house.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
So that's a good transition point to where we're at right now, Tulsa Training. Where'd the vision come from? How did it start?
Yeah.
All the things.
I just have one thing to say.
Yeah.
When we can take it all the way back, but we started in the garage. We were doing training sessions before work.
It was just for fun?
Because it was a passion. But I just remember this one thing. While we were in the garage, Tanner was training clients. He said, I'm going to own a gym one day. So from there, I think there is a lot of power in what you speak and how you envision your life to be. But you can take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I did speak that out and didn't see this, but, it's something that God placed in my heart. We started in the garage. And we were training clients because, we wanted to help people. Yeah. Didn't know how, why, what. We just started, man. Yeah. Like, it wasn't perfect, but it's what we did. And it was pre-COVID when we started. Oh, so shoot. It was like before all that. And what happened, honestly, I'm not saying that COVID was a blessing, but God can use what the enemy took for bad and use it for good for us. So we were actually really blessed during that time. Yeah. Because people didn't have anywhere to go.
Oh, so
And so we were able to kind of open our home up because it's one-on-one. It's just one person.
And build clientele.
And kind of built it through that. And then we actually, there was this business, it merged with what we had built. So we purchased an existing business. Yeah. Not in this space that we're sitting, but it was a different one. Yeah. And just grew from there, man. That was 3 years ago.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Now you have 2 locations.
Now we've got 2 locations. We've got...
how many clients-ish?
Around 200 clients that we've got. A team of over 10 trainers now. Yeah. When we started, it was just us. And then it grew, And now, we're where we're at, obviously, number one, because of God. But number 2, our team is incredible.
Yeah, shout out to Trev and Justin.
Justin is incredible. Trevor's incredible. Sadie, Haley, James, Miranda, Matthew.
Yeah, quick plug. Just
everybody.
If they listen to the pod, don't leave anyone out. I don't want anyone.
Tulsa Training Team, A1 status A1. Right there.
Yeah, it's a good squad, dude. So talk to us about maybe some of the deeper themes / intentions for the gym, because I know Tulsa Training has a little kind of snuck it in there, the little cross. Yeah.
What's funny is obviously God is very, very important in our lives. He is our life. Yeah. And so we have our business here, and we're not just serving Christians. Yeah. Right. We're serving the world, and so I think a lot of Christian businesses put scriptures in their logo and do different things like that.
A John 3:16 up on the wall and stuff like that. Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But there's some people that turns off. Yeah. And so obviously the Spirit of God is in this building, and people come in here and they're like, something's different about this. Yeah. And it's not that we have scriptures all over the place, but we get people of the world to come in here. Yeah. We the cross is in our logo. But our mission is to reach the world. Yeah. And so that's kind of the heart behind it. And obviously, a lot of our trainers are believers, filled with the Spirit of God. And so we pray over our clients. We're praying for everybody that comes through these doors. And we do have some amazing testimonies of people's lives that have been changed in here that maybe didn't know God before and now do. Oh, yeah. And so and even believers that are going through times and have seen great change in just their walk with God and things because of this place. So it's definitely life-changing for sure. Yeah.
And I think with that, what we were saying in the beginning, Tulsa Training, if you really take care of your physical, it will sprinkle into your spiritual, and then your mental and everything, your emotional state of being. And so I think when people do start to live a disciplined lifestyle in one area of their life, it really trickles over. And so when we have people come in weekly, consistently, and they're doing the same thing over and over and over, I really think it hits a nerve with them to start living a disciplined lifestyle in all areas of their life, which is really cool to see. And it's changed people's lives from the inside out.
Yeah. So for visionaries who are listening, I met them because I started coming to Tulsa Training, and I guess mini testimony. When I started coming to y'all, I mean, I'd been off chemo for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So I still didn't have my hair yet. Bro, literally, it was like a reset.
Yeah.
And it's been beautiful. I mean, you probably need to pay Justin extra for some therapy, bro. But it was beautiful for me to be in this place and see my healing journey. Like, you took a picture of me from when I started to where I am right now, bro. It's been like super transformative, man. Yeah. So thank y'all for the space that you made and what you do. Yeah.
Thank you for taking the step and trusting us, man. I remember when Trev was telling me about you, like before you had started coming. Yeah. He's like, I got a friend that blah, blah, blah. So man, it's just awesome to see, like, know that where you were then and where you're at now.
Yeah,
so
man.
It's awesome.
We're getting after it. Cammy beat me up, bro. Leg day. Dude, I also love that y'all are a little bit intentional about building community because, I mean, it's private, but like we can still kind of see each other. And then like Thanksgiving, y'all did that thing. So kind of talk to us about what y'all are doing to build the culture here at the gym. Yeah.
Well, I think when it all is said and done, Tulsa Training is going to be bigger than Tanner and Shiloh. Tulsa Training is going to be bigger than, the trainers themselves. If you come to Tulsa Training and you just know Justin, it's going to be bigger than that. And so getting down to it, it has to be a community. What purpose do we all share? What do we all have in common? We're all here to live a healthier lifestyle, invest in ourselves, and be the best version of ourselves that we can be, so that we can go help others. And so because that common purpose is there, I think we can all gravitate towards each other and learn to walk with each other along this journey.
Yeah.
And what's awesome is, like, we specialize in being a private gym with like so we do have the wall set up because, man, we have a lot of people that come here that like wouldn't step foot at 10 Gym or at, like, you know, the big gym.
It's kind of intimidating if you haven't worked out and don't know where to start, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's why we have the wall set up. But what's amazing is we get people that like don't want to look at themselves in the mirror, are like insecure. And then, like you're talking about, the community that we've built, now they're a part of that community. When at first they want no part of that, right? I don't want anybody looking at me. I don't want to talk to anybody. They're in baggy clothes in the back. And then next thing you know, they're coming to a Thanksgiving party with some of their closest friends now.
Me counting my baggy fits, bro.
With their tank tops on.
Hey, you're judging me? When was it?
Bro, we made oversized shirts. It's in. I know I got the medium on here, but the oversized tees are in, man.
Bro, they made merch recently, and I customized mine. I cut the sleeves off. He's like, bro, he didn't even last one workout, bro.
Cut the sleeves off. He's like, I'm gonna crop this sweater. I'm like, crop the sweater, man. That was last year, the women's crop sleeve, man.
This year's oversized.
Y'all helped my confidence go, so I was just ready, bro.
That's what it's all about.
I'm trying to get like TG, just have your crush DM you.
Hey, God can do miracles.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So if y'all can talk to, you've built the gym, you have Owasso, you have Tulsa. Where are we going? What's the vision?
Let's hear.
Let us. Yeah.
Right now, we're gonna plug away with Tulsa and Owasso. We're going
get
to
them staffed.
Yes, we're gonna plug away with Tulsa and Owasso. Honestly, we want to have, some popping up everywhere. Yeah. That's in our heart, but we have not been led to do anything else at this point. And so we're just
stewarding what you have right now.
Stewarding what we have. And honestly, as we are led, we're going to be quick to make moves, because we're not living in fear on anything. We're not living in what ifs. If we're told to do something, we will hop to it right away. We want to help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And I think, Shiloh and I don't have egos in this. So this isn't about us. And like, we own this many places. Like, this is about helping people in the Tulsa community. And
so you're just trying to make it available.
Yeah. And so recently in the last year or two, Tulsa, like the whole metro area, passed 1 million in population.
Yeah.
So like, there's people here
that need the gym.
We have 200 of that. How many people?
That's like,
and so it's
we
like,
still have plugging away to do.
Like, sometimes people think it's like, oh, there's not that many people that want to work out. Yeah, there are.
Yeah, there are.
There's opportunity out there. And so there's people here that need help in their journey. And so we're just going to keep plugging away at that. Yeah. If that means, we open another location in Midtown, or we go here, we're just going to be led by God. Yeah. And so this day last year, we weren't in this spot.
Yeah.
We were in 1,000 square foot spot right over there. We didn't have a WASO.
Yeah.
And now, a year later, we're in this spot, which is incredible.
That's crazy, dude.
And we have a WASO.
Yeah.
And so if you would have asked me last year at that time if we'd be where we're at, no.
Yeah.
But you do what you're supposed to do, and then God opens the door, and you just have to be ready.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah.
Just doing what we're called to do, staying in our purpose, and then whenever God opens the door, we're ready for it.
Yeah.
There's a quote that I love. It's a lot easier to steer a car that's moving than a parked car.
Yeah.
Right. And so if we're just sitting here doing nothing,
just kind of complacent
just like, man, I wish we were here, or I wish, God had this for me. Well, get going, like do something. If you get off track, man, God can help you steer that back on the right road.
Yeah.
But you got to be doing something. You got to be putting some type of effort in.
Like the parable of the talents, bro. You can't just be digging it out.
No, you can't. And so that's, God is going to meet you halfway as you start to do what you're called to do, right?
Yeah. I was talking to Nate on the way over here, and I was like, I think a lot of people kind of just have this idealization that like the right opportunity is going to come to me, or I'll just kind of like run into whatever's next for me. But bro, like after I went through everything, it's like nothing's going to come to me if I don't go get it.
Yeah.
So you got to get moving, man.
It's like if you look in the book of Acts, when they were going and spreading the gospel, they went where it says the Holy Spirit, where it seemed right.
Yeah.
It didn't say that the Holy Spirit told them to go specifically to here. And when they started going to Asia, the Holy Spirit says, no, don't go there. And so they stopped. And so, that's when we're doing what God has called us to do, we got to go what seems right to us. And if we're filled with the Spirit, man, he's going to tell us, hey, that's probably not it. That ain't it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how we have to be, Yeah.
And just in the natural, like you're saying, we're moving along. We were already doing it in our garage. And so because we were already having sessions rolling, I went and I actually got a facial one day. And this lady was like, my friend is selling their gym. Would you guys be interested? Because you guys are already training clients. And I was like, maybe. It was the old location. And so I went home and I was just like, yeah, Tanner, she talked about like a gym being for sale. And I mean, I got the number, do you want it? And so we were already training clients, and so we were already prepared. Yeah. And I think that was a big piece to the whole story as well. And I wanted to mention that because we were already doing it. It didn't just fall in our laps per se. We had the ball rolling. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like this has been easy to get where we're at. Like the sacrifice that we've had to make in some areas. I'm not like looking for sympathy or anything. But it's hard. Yeah. If you want to be at a certain place in life that God's called you to be, you don't fall to the top of the mountain, right? It takes steps. It takes steps, and some of the steps are hard, and some of the steps, are lack of sleep, or they're this and they're that. But that's with sacrifice in what God's called you to do, there's promotion, right?
Yeah. So, kind of rounding out the episode, what advice would y'all give to someone that maybe wants to do something similar to what y'all are doing? Yeah.
I would say first, find your why. I mean, if you're going to relate to anyone in this profession, you really have to know why you're here. And it's not like you have to make yourself go through a whole weight loss journey or anything like that, but make sure you have some sort of relatability to people. So people skills is great. And that's the big, love people. And so people skills, looking into just physical fitness. And so being aware of, the industry itself, and then get in contact with maybe a friend or a family member that just wants to start, bettering themselves, and kind of start practicing maybe on yourself. Do the work yourself, and be disciplined in it for yourself. Start working out. At least every day, moving your body. Maybe with a family member, getting them on board and like coaching them through it. And so you at least have those people skills, and then also you're developing the skill itself that it takes to be a trainer and work with people in this industry. I think that would be just simply put. But what do you think, Tanner?
hey, visionaries, here's 3 tips for you if you want to get to where God's called you to be.
Wait, that's a real.
Here's your social media post. Here's 3 tips for you.
Here's a timestamp.
Yeah, timestamp.
You want to plug in on this one.
Plug in on this one.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I would say is find somebody who's been where you want to go.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of people in business that I look up to, been way more successful than I have, that I can, glean from, ask, how'd you do this? How'd you do that?
Yeah.
That's been huge for us. We would not be where we're at without the people that have helped us get here. Sure. So that's number 1. Number 2 is to, it's a team.
Yeah.
It's a team. You can't do this on your own.
I just realized there's music in the background.
Yeah, I know. This whole episode.
The Lord. We've been worshiping the whole time.
Worshiping the whole time. But it's having a team, right? There's that quote that if you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, have a team.
Yeah.
And so that's having a team around you. You're not going to be able to accomplish things in life without a team.
Yeah.
And so somebody that's been where you want to be, having a team around you, and then what I'd say is discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline is key to everything. There's so many things on social media now with like discipline over motivation and all these people talk about it all the time, but it's so true. Motivation will only get you so far.
Yeah.
And motivation is about how you feel. And discipline has nothing to do with how I feel.
What you've decided,
It's a decision. It's like loving people, right? I don't always love somebody when I feel like loving them.
Yeah.
Like anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
And so it's like I make a decision to love that person. I'm making a decision to be disciplined in whatever this is,
For sure.
with like you with your pod.
Yeah.
Right? It's not when everything's convenient.
Yeah.
And everything is right. If God's called you to do this, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And if that's, you got to go here, if you got to do it late at night, if you got to do it then, it's like, you're going to find a way, right?
Yeah.
And that's, the step that's necessary to get you to where you want to be.
Yeah. And that's 1,000% what I was going to expand on. So like, about finding the team, like Nate, big plug, bro. Like I would not have been where we are now with the pod if he didn't have my back. And then about the discipline, bro, like, I mean, before when I was working at the church, like my schedule's a lot more open, so I can just schedule whenever.
Yeah.
And now I can only film on Saturdays or Tuesdays, and just like deciding to show up every week, and making sure. So, thank y'all for making
for
time,
sure,
because we out here.
Because it's tough to make. Everyone's busy. Everyone has a million different things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all train today?
Yep.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just went home and changed. Think of it.
Went to breakfast, with the parents.
Saturdays, we try and we have to wake up on Saturdays. And like we're talking about decision, we have to say, we're going to have a fun day today.
Yeah.
She said this morning, she was like, today's going to be a fun day, okay? It's going to be a fun day.
You're going to agree and we're going to do it.
So we went and we had our sessions, but sometimes you can just fall into just being, oh, you're so tired from the week or whatever. But no, it's time to have some fun. We went to breakfast.
Wait, where'd y'all go?
Oh, what is it called?
All right. It's this place.
Daybreak is my spot.
Daybreak is the spot.
Yeah.
The breakfast tacos, man.
Dude,
No.
he ripped that away from you.
Omelet. Just turkey, egg white, omelet.
Doesn't sound too good.
Hey, Daybreak sponsored this episode. Give us a free meal. Come on. Free promo.
The stained glass in there,
Yeah.
Dude.
it's a spot for sure.
Dude, that's my hole in the wall spot. Like, if I go anywhere downtown, like for like coffee shops, I'll probably run into someone I know.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's like, I never run into him.
No.
Low profile.
Yeah, low profile. Neighborhood Jam is like the one I also run into people.
Yeah.
Like, just
So do you go to coffee shops a lot?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like right now, before we came here, we were at Cirque.
Yeah.
We filmed an episode, went to Cirque, edited it, and then we came over here.
Nice.
So before we were together, I was a coffee shop guy.
What happened?
I did my whole finished my bachelor's degree at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It was online. So
What was your spot, bro?
I really liked Chalks. Like that was my spot.
Lame.
Yeah, but like no one was there,
Our first.
Yeah, what was your first coffee date?
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question. We went to Chimera on our first date, and then
Chimera?
Yeah, have you ever been there?
Bro, the Made in the USA Bowl is amazing.
Yeah, so you've been there.
That was your first date?
That was our first date. Shiloh took a lift to our first date because her car was broke down.
And I did not have.
We just counted on him to take you home.
That's what I said.
I did not have the heart to say, "Can you give me a ride?"
And so I was like, "You're about to take another lift." I was like, "It doesn't have to be weird, but I can give you a ride."
She set you up.
She set me up. So I gave her a ride. Anyways, and then like our next one was at Chalks. We went to Cirque. We went to.
I didn't know y'all were Tulsa vibey.
I mean, look,
kids.
I went to Bible college. You don't go out and party. You go to coffee shops, right? And when we first started, I get it. When we first started, I was that embarrassing guy that got a smoothie at a coffee shop because I didn't drink coffee. Dude. And my cousin was like, "You got to go. Listen in. Don't go for the sugary coffee. Just go straight black. You're gonna hate it at first, but then you'll like it." And so that's what I did.
It's also a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
A little bit cheaper, macro friendly, no calories. Yeah. And so now I just drink 4 shots of espresso every morning and call it good.
Dude, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Okay, there's one latte I won't let go of. Don't tell Justin.
At Cirque?
Yes, the cinnamon toast latte.
Cinnamon toast latte.
That one I won't let it go. Shy, what's your coffee move?
Man, cinnamon toast latte sounds good.
Have you had it?
No, but I would go for that.
Shiloh just likes to have a good time. So if it sounds like a good time, she's down.
Yeah, I would go for that.
Like, what you could bring something.
You would try it.
She would try it. I would try it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm like Justin in a lot of ways. Like, we're simple people. We're just going to go straight black Americano. No, like, anything extra.
I feel bougie now. Shiloh, you get me.
I like cold brews.
Okay. Yeah. But with like almond milk and like all that stuff.
I don't have to have it, but I mean, if you spice it up for me, I love it. But I'm good with just some cold brew.
Y'all's dynamic is fun because Tanner seems like the solid, like he's gonna hold it down, and Shiloh's the one that you'll pull him out of his comfort zone a little bit.
Sure.
If it was up to me, I would never leave the house. Yeah. She has to bring me out of the house.
Yeah.
But then, if it were up to me, I would like die trying, like to be going. I'd be like go girl and just
you'd
like
be the
pass
one like
out.
if we're at a social gathering and it's like you're obviously super tired. You're like, no, I can still go.
I'm still there. I'm still here. So Tanner, we balance each other. He's like, well, it's time to go home, and I'm like, already.
Right when we get there.
So I mean, obviously, the flow of what y'all do has changed with Homegirl.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about it. I know I said we're gonna close the pot, but we're just going at this point.
Yeah.
Let's just roll it. No, I mean it's changed in a lot of ways, just as far as being at home.
Yeah.
A little bit more than normal. And the thing for me that's changed is she's always on my mind. There's never a moment that I'm not like thinking about her safety. Is she okay? And so that's changed a lot. Like last year at this time, like I was playing a bunch of golf. That's done.
What a dad, bro. You were a dad before you were an actual dad.
Haven't played any golf. But the dynamic, like for between Shiloh and I, nothing has really changed as far as that. I think if anything, it's brought us closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then with work, I mean, truthfully,
I see you with a harness.
Grind. I mean, really, yeah. I mean, because in a gym, things get kind of, you're not baby-proof in this place. And so whenever I am working and she's on me, I just think, let's just keep it safe. But all my clients have been so understanding and so loving, truly, towards her and the whole situation. They are super helpful. I mean, I don't think I could do it without the people that I train. And so that's been a huge piece.
And I think like this is such a cliche, but everybody's like, you don't know love until you have a kid.
But for real.
And I was like, yeah. But then like you have your own. And what's funny is like, it's almost like this is how it is on wedding day too. Yeah. Like in the moment, you don't realize how special it is.
Yeah.
But then after the fact, you think about it and you're like, oh my goodness. And that's how it is like when you have a kid. Like, you know, when she was first born, I'm like, wow. And then like 2 days later, you're like, oh, I've never known love. I've never like, it's just, so it's incredible. It's just a blessing from God. You know, we could get into a whole nother pod about, you know, what we've been through.
Yeah.
As far as pregnancy and having kids and stuff. And so to us, she is so special. Yeah. She's such a blessing. And the love that I have for her only helps me understand that much more about how God actually loves us. So.
Dude, it's been cute for me to see y'all like training and you're holding her. Oh, Shiloh with the signature harness, dude.
Yeah, it's like it's a baby carrier, and whoever thought of that. because she's so content being with me.
She's a good baby.
Yeah.
Like, she's really good.
And
like,
I think the temperament of her is expressive because she knows that we're always around. She's always with us. And so she's a very calm, content baby. And she's a gym baby.
Yeah,
she's killing it.
And one of the things, like we said before she was born, is like she's going to be okay around anybody. Because we know kids and stuff that like
are stranger danger. Stuff like
only
that.
They can only be held by their mom at all points. And so we're like, that will not be our daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's social. She's lit.
She's social.
Tanner, Shiloh, thank you for coming on the Vision Room Social. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for, I'm going to say this episode sponsored by Tulsa Training because you lend us the space.
Absolutely.
Before we close, plug your social, plug your business. How can people find you? All the things. Yeah.
At Tulsa Training, Instagram. You're going to find Tulsa Training and Owasso Training on that same handle. And then Facebook, you could find us on Facebook, Tulsa Training.
You're taking clients right now?
Taking clients at all times.
Yeah. So look, if you or anybody you know wants to get in the gym, you don't know exactly what to do, you need accountability, come see us at Tulsa Training. We have an incredible team. Ask Jacob about it. It's the right move for you. You can follow Shiloh and myself on Instagram as well. The other thing I want to plug is Gregurich Ministries. Follow our Instagram there at Gregurich Ministries. We have an amazing project that we do in Kenya with an orphanage. And so there's a video on our website, gregurichministries.org. Watch that, see that for yourself. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Your personal Instagrams.
At Shiloh Gregurich, and then Tanner at Tanner.
At Tanner Gregurich.
But thank you so much, the Vision Room Social. It's been a joy to be on here, and we're so honored to be on here.
Season 2, episode 4.
We out.
We out.
Yeah.